Hey guys, welcome back. If you are confused because that is not Shelby over there, that over there is Tomas. I'm going to try it. Chavarria. Ooh, yes. I even did the R's. Hey, yes. What's up? Okay. But as you guys know him, Third Coast Tom. So obviously, don't get confused. That is not Shelby. That is Tom. I'm Suzy. You should recognize me. And this is episode 7 of Bourbon and Baseball. So I want to thank Tom for coming on and subbing for Shelby. She ditched me to go fishing, I think. Hopefully she got a lot of fish. And here we are. And we will kind of go over the happenings around the league. And then we will talk about all of the craziness that is Astros baseball. And there has been a ton of it. So how have you been, though, today, Tom? Besides going crazy over this game.
Today's been good. The game was crazy, like you said. I ended up sneaking off to the gym to kind of work out some of those demons, because it was stressful. It was they lost it, won it a couple different times. So, yeah, I had to go relax.
Yeah, see, my idea of relaxing is not going to the gym. At no point in time will you hear me say, "Hey, I'm going to go to the gym." No, that's why I do this instead. And for all of our audio listeners only, I'm holding up a Cayman Jack premixed margarita. It's delicious. Kind of, not really, but it'll do in a pinch. So, let's chat about the big happenings. Aaron Judge, I know. It's Aaron Judge and the Yankees, but we got to talk about it, right? Because it's pretty important. So Aaron Judge on Tuesday hit his 60th home run in the bottom of the 9th against the freaking Pirates. Did you see this game, Tom?
I saw the highlights. I did not actually watch the game. I've been trying to avoid the whole let's stop everything and watch Aaron Judge play baseball. So
it kind of cracked me up when they cut into football games. I'm pretty sure if you're watching the football game, you do not, you don't care anything about this. No, I don't know, but I had heard, like, I was reading about the highlights on Twitter, and I'm like, what? And so I have 2 fantasy leagues going, and so random players on various teams are on my 2 fantasy leagues. So I pay attention to all the scores. So I'm looking at my scores and I'm seeing that the freaking Pirates have put up like 8 runs on the Yankees. I'm sorry, what now? What's happening over here? So then I tune in because, of course, I have to tune in because it's the freaking Pirates and you don't expect the Pirates to win anything. And then they lose it. Judge hits his 60th home run in the bottom of the 9th. And by that point, the Pirates were up by 3. And then freaking Giancarlo Stanton walks it off with a grand slam.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, as if I was a Yankees fan, I'd be to the moon. As an Astros fan, I'm kind of like, why are they pitching to these guys? Like, those are like the 2 guys that can really hurt you, right?
I don't even know. Like, at that point, I'm all, what's going on, guys? What's happening? So
the Aaron Judge was on a 3-1 count. So I'm like, at that point, just walk the guy. Like, we tried. All right, I'll let it go. But yeah, I don't know if I pitched the stand. Not in that part.
I just at that point I was like, oh. At no point in time did I ever think that, oh, hey, I'm going to root for the Pirates. But at that point, I was rooting for the Pirates. One, because they were the underdog, and we always want to root for the underdog. But then it's the underdogs against the Yankees, so we really do have to root for them. But no. And then, did you know that if you walk it off with a grand slam, it's called like the ultimate walk-off or something, or the ultimate grand slam? The word ultimate is in there somewhere.
I did not know that, but I guess it makes sense.
There's the technical term for it, and I was not aware. And I'm all, oh, all right then. But yeah, apparently if you win it with a grand slam, it's called like an ultimate walk-off or something. I'm all, baseball's weird. I'm glad that somebody else knows these rules, but so, and now we sit and wait. And as of this recording, which is September 25th at 9:23, the Yankees and the Red Sox are in a rain delay, I believe. Yes, they are in a rain delay. And Aaron Judge has not hit his 61st yet. There has been some interesting flyouts, and Roger Maris's family's in attendance and stuff. And I'm a little confused on why Roger Maris's family's in attendance of all the games, but I'm all right, whatever. But
I assume it's because he's passing him, right? The all-time Yankee home run list, he's passing him.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm like, are you that big of a baseball fan? Are you a Yankee fan? Do you just want to congratulate Judge on breaking your dad's record? I don't know. I'm a little confused by it, but hey, whatever.
And he's been to like every game. Like he's trying to be there for when it happens.
Yeah. It still kind of boggles my mind. But to each their own, and that's fine. So, and then, that's not, like, I didn't have my notes handwritten. I did it on my Google Drive. So, and then Friday, the machine, Albert Pujols, hit .699 and .700 in the same freaking game. And that boggled my mind.
He did it quick, too. It was like 30 minutes between homers. It was like 2 innings or something like that. He didn't mess around.
No, he did not. And so $6.99, I want to say that the people who caught that one got it authenticated, and there was some sort of exchange made. Don't know what was exchanged, but I want to say he has the $6.99 ball. And then the 700th ball, they caught that and pieced the F out. So apparently, according to Ben Verlander, offers were made, ball was authenticated, but they're holding on to it. And I'll be really interested to see how much it actually goes for.
I mean, we talked about it earlier today on our podcast. It's just like, why would you keep it? Or why would you not keep it? Like, that's like life-changing money that, while, yes, you want to see it find its way back to Albert some kind of way, but you want to be compensated for that because it's a lottery ticket.
Right? Boy, better have my money, because I'm telling you what, Albert Pujols, I love you, and I love the game of baseball, but, sir, you and MLB, you have plenty of money to give me for this ball. And I'm sure if you don't, somebody else will. Like, some collector out there will for sure give them money. And I was listening to another podcast about what they would do, how much it would take for them to give the ball back or whatever. And one of the guys had a really interesting point that it wouldn't ever actually happen, but he's like, no. I don't want a set amount. I just want 1% or 0.5% of their future earnings. And I'm all, oh my God.
Wow.
I'm like, that didn't even cross my mind, and then one of the other guys was saying, no, I give me like 6 figures. It's yours. I'm all, 6 figures. No, that's way too low. No, that ball is going to go for way more. And he's like, look, I don't want to be greedy about it, Mom. I definitely want to be greedy about it. 1,000%. So we're just glad that Zach Campbell did not catch the ball, right?
Absolutely.
Like, we can all agree on that. Like, I feel like that is a uniting factor. Like, the Dodgers can hate the Astros fans. Yankees can hate the Astros fans. Yankees can hate Boston. But we can all agree that we all hate Zach Campbell, right? Like, that is the joining force here.
The crazy thing is, like, he got a long way down the road, right? All these balls that he's been able to snake however kind of way. Like, I'm just glad, the MLB family is trying to, clean up Zach Campbell. You know what I mean? Like, get him out of there.
I will. And it's not even like those balls. Just the fact that he has the audacity to steal balls from, like, children. I'm like, handicapped? I'm like, what? In what area in your brain is that okay? No? Like, Is that part of your brain broken? I don't know. We even went so far as to mock up stickers that Shelby and I were thinking of making that had to do with Zach Campbell. So be on the lookout for those. We may or may not release them. We will see if we have enough brain power and initiative to get this project off the ground. But so that is the big news around the league, besides the Cleveland Guardians of all teams. The Cleveland Guardians clinched the AL Central today.
It's amazing. I mean, they were not projected to be anywhere near that. I've got a real good buddy of mine. He's a diehard fan. The Gardos, as he calls them, watch out for the Gardos because they're just young enough to not understand what they're doing and just go out there and just, we don't care. We're just going to play. And if we win, we win. If we don't, well, we weren't supposed to win. So.
Exactly. Everyone had the White Sox winning that. Everyone. And then the White Sox, I don't even know what happened to the White Sox. I don't know if it was, because Timmy Anderson's been hurt. I know a lot of guys of theirs have been hurt, but then Tony La Russa, and there's just been weird play call. I don't even know. But hopefully maybe next year, hopefully Tony La Russa's health gets under control and some other manager comes in. I don't even know. But the White Sox had that. Everybody was calling for that. For the White Sox to clinch that division. And they're like, oh no, the Cleveland Guardians are not even in it at all. So shout out Miles Straw. There's our Astros connection. I was really sad when they traded Miles Straw. I'll be really honest. I was very, very sad because I loved Miles Straw. And the fact that he and Kyle Tucker were just best friends, that made me happy.
It's interesting. There's a lot of great players that have left the Astros that a lot of Astros fans just they cling to anyway. Tony Kemp, Miles Straw.
I freaking love Tony Kemp.
Charlie F. Morton. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
These are Astros guys through and through. Maybe they're not, wearing the jersey or whatever, but we're going to love them just the same.
Yes. George Springer, you still have a tiny piece of my heart. But that's okay. That's okay. Did you see that Jake Myers is freaking raking in Sugarland?
Yes. And I hate it because I don't know if he can make it transfer from there. It's kind of like Jose Siri. Jose Siri was raking in Sugarland too, but when he came up, it was like something in his brain just wouldn't let it happen. And we need somebody to be consistent. For all of Chaz's deficiencies, he's sort of consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would love Jake to figure it out and become the center fielder that he was supposed to be.
I would love last year Jake. That's the Jake that I would like back. And I still don't think he's that Jake though. Even though he's put up all the numbers in AAA and Mickey Story is saying that, that he's figured it out and blah blah blah. I don't know. It kind of makes me sad. But apparently there's been some talk that James Click is thinking about bringing him back. I don't think Dusty Baker's very happy about that.
No, because I wonder what he's going to do with the whole roster, right? Because, you got to figure out, that 26 is going to be really tough. You got Hunter Brown that I feel has to absolutely have a position. You've got, that center field spot that I think can only take one position because you've got other guys like Diaz that you move around, Mancini that you move around.
Aledmus or
Aledmus.
I was about to say Yandy. Not Yandy Diaz. Yainer. Thank you. Yeah. There's too many Y and Diaz's apparently in my head.
So, yeah, I really just hope that however it plays out, there's a spot for Hunter Brown. That's the one name that if that's not on the postseason roster, that's not for the starting nine, I'm ready to riot.
I think a lot of people share your sentiment, Tom. I think a lot of people do because I'm pretty sure if Baby JV is not in the bullpen, there will be riots, many riots. His freaking leaving the bases loaded when he came in. Oh my gosh! When I tell you that all of the nerves and everything clenched. all of my things clenched. I'm oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Please get out of this. Please get out of this. Please. And because you knew that was the test. That was the test. For better or for worse, Dusty Baker was going to leave him out there to see if he could sink or swim. And I'm all, please, 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 please. And he shined. He freaking shined. And I'm like, yes, baby JV. Let's do it.
And what I love about him so much is that he has legit nasty, filthy, put away stuff that I feel like some of the other guys in the bullpen just don't have. You know, yeah, maybe Stanek's kind of crazy. You know, he can throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. But what's that secondary pitch? You know, that crazy pitch that you're like, okay, I got to worry about that too.
Yeah.
So when Hunter Brown throws that 94-mile-an-hour slider, which is ridiculously hard for a slider, or that 88-mile-an-hour curveball that just falls off the table, those pitches are filthy, filthy. And I just feel like that is so much more important in the postseason. And I understand Brian Abreu's pitched well. I understand, you know, Phil Maton's pitched well. But this guy is electric. And I just really hope that he's not watching it with us.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure if Hunter Brown is not in the bullpen, people will riot. There will be riots in the streets. Like that is my hot take. If Hunter Brown is not in the bullpen, there will be riots in the streets. Like we will find out all of the information, and there will be riots. But let's start with Monday. Well, literally just watched Astros baseball all week, because there was no off days and just all of the playing all of the days. So Monday we were playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and I will be honest that I thought that the Tampa Bay Rays may be pesky, right? Because in years past they've been pesky. Hell, for other teams they've been pesky, but we came in and we shut them out. So Luis Garcia, 5 innings of shutout ball, 2 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And then Baby JV came in and piggybacked that with 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And then Neris, 1 inning, closed it out with 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. And that freaking clinched the AL West.
I really thought that they were going to have to really earn that, you know, maybe the second or third game, something like that, something really close. For them to come in right away and do it, really, really impressive. To have Hunter Brown be included in that, really, really impressive. And Tampa's known for really, really good pitching. The Astros went out there and got runs early and just kind of ran away and hit.
Yeah. Altuve leadoff homer. Like, what can you not do, Jose Altuve? Like, my short king, what can you not do? Okay. I mean, really, I tweeted this out today that anybody willing to come at Jose Altuve, I will throw hands. I will throw hands. I will throw feet. I will throw all the things at you. Okay. Just don't come for my short king. Just don't do it. The freaking party afterwards cracked me up. Hector Neris makes me laugh with his champagne toasts and just all of the things. And you know, I'm so happy for Hector and for Montero and Trey Mancini that they all get to experience this, you know, because they've been near it. They've been playoff adjacent, but they haven't been there a bunch, you know? And so I'm thrilled especially for Trey Mancini, because I love Trey Mancini.
He's just the nicest guy, right?
Right.
You have a hard time rooting against him. You just want him to do well at every step. And they interviewed Hector. He was, you know, so happy to be a part of this organization, which is like the thing, right? With the whole cheating scandal, you thought players wouldn't want to come to Houston because, oh, it's a dirty franchise. Contrary to that, everybody they talked to was like, no, I absolutely want to be in this clubhouse. I love the environment. I love the coach. I love the players. And I just wanted to come here and win. This team has been winning for the last 6 years. I just want to come here and win. And Hector said that, and Trey said that. And now they're getting a chance to do it on the biggest stage.
Oh yeah. Did anybody find it weird that literally in any of the pictures, I could not find Kyle Tucker. I think I found Kyle Tucker in like one of the things. I was looking at all of the videos and stuff. I'm all, where did he go? I was very confused.
I saw one picture of him, and it was with somebody with just a shirt on.
Yeah.
But with the champagne showers, he was nowhere to be found.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you not like the champagne showers, Kyle Tucker? Like, what's going on there? I don't know. And then Yuli with his congratulatory English message. I was like, oh my gosh, that is adorable, and I freaking love it. And I told Shelby this, that I literally only want to learn Spanish so that I can understand what they're saying and read all of their wives and significant others' Instagram posts.
Oh, I bet you there's some interesting stuff in there.
There are. And you know, on Instagram, how it says like see translation or whatever. So I'll click on see translation sometimes and I'm all, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right at all. Nope. And so my best friend is Mexican. And so I'll like screenshot it and send it to her. And she's like, really? This is what you're texting me? And I'm all, yes. And she's like, there's Google. You know that, right? I'm all, yeah, this is faster. She's like, no. And so then she sent me like a Duolingo link, and I'm all, I know. Okay.
She's I'm like, aware. Here, take this.
She's like, how about you learn? I'm all, fine. So anyways, that was Monday. Tuesday, we win again, and it's another shutout. Funny thing is, though, on Tuesday, 2 big players for the Rays were missing out of the lineup, and I didn't realize it until Wednesday when it came out, and I was like, oh, I just thought it was an off day. But no. Do you know who was missing on Tuesday?
Yeah, Randy Arozarena and it's another Diaz. I just can't remember.
Yandy Diaz.
Yes, Yandy Diaz. And apparently they duked it out in the parking lot. That's the rumor. So.
I'm like, I need to know what they were like fisticuffing about, because you didn't even like. Typically, you work that stuff out in the locker room. No, they fisticuffs in the parking lot. I want to know.
I think you're going to need your Spanish translator for that, because I'm sure it's not in English.
Most likely. I was searching Twitter to see if I could find anything. I couldn't find anything, and I was very sad. And I was like, I'm like Gossip Girl here. I need to know the news. But anyway, so we win 5-0 again. Jeremy Pena, I freaking love you. 3rd inning home run after Molly walks and Altuve singles. And Yanier Diaz gets in the game. Hooray! Collects his first hit, and his dad and his brother were in from the Dominican Republic and are in the stands to see his double. And what made me so sad, his double would have been a home run in 17 of the 30 ballparks. Well, of course it would have been. Of course. Of course. But that's okay. That's okay, because he got his first MLB hit, and I loved it. And I loved that literally right afterwards, everybody in the dugout was calling for the ball. Everybody. I was like, I love you. I freaking love you, Astros. But Shelby has another note in our show notes. Zach Hampel uproar. I'm like, I will leave her. I will leave that in there for her to talk about in our next episode. But Kyle Tucker gets his 100th RBI in this game, and he's the first full-time outfielder since Carlos Lee apparently did it in 2007, 2008, and 2009. And so I was a little confused on the whole full-time outfielder thing. Like, are there part-time outfielders? Like, what's going on here? And Mike's like, yeah, there's part-time outfielders. Jordan, DH.
Plays DH, yeah.
Right. I'm all, sometimes I dislike when I'm stupid and ask dumb questions. But here I am, being dumb. So anyways, but yeah. And then Wednesday, we win again, 5-2. This time, at least Tampa scores, and Rosarena. Yeah, Randy Rosarena.
Oh, okay.
No, apparently in my head, Randy Rosarena and Adolis Garcia are the same person because I'm dumb.
They both play well against the Astros.
Right?
They both
I'm
beat
like,
us fairly well.
freaking Astros killers. But Randy Rosarena and Yandy Diaz are both back in the lineup, and I have a feeling maybe that's why they scored 2 runs on us. But we sweep the Rays. McCullers came in and was freaking nasty, just 8 Ks. Tucker with a 2-run home run, and that gets him to 29 home runs. And I just really need him to get 30-30. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think 30 home runs is going to happen. I don't think 30 steals is going to happen.
He tried to swipe 2 bags that day. He got second, and then immediately after that, he tried to swipe third, and
didn't get it.
He got rung up pretty bad. But really impressive that they won Tuesday because they should have all been hungover. They should have all been absolutely hungover. And then Shane McClanahan was the pitcher, and he's like a Cy Young candidate. And all they did was go out there and put 4 runs on him real quick.
When I tell you, so I have Shane McClanahan in both of my freaking fantasy leagues. And I was like, oh my God, they're killing me.
You should have been pumped going in.
I was semi-excited because if the Astros lose, that means Shane McClanahan gets all the points. But then if Astros win, the Astros win, and then I'm happy. But Shane McClanahan, I was like, bro, what's going on? And then, but it is what it is. All of my pitchers this week had not done well. Like pitchers that you would have thought would have done well. Like Jacob deGrom, the Athletics hung 5 earned runs on Jacob deGrom. The Athletics. I'm all, what is going on? I was going to riot. And Luis Castillo. Anyways, sorry. That was my rant on all of my pitchers not doing well. Anyways, Thursday we go to freaking Baltimore. And we get shut out. And Verlander was pitching on Thursday. So I thought, at the very least, we were going to win Thursday. Friday, I did not have good feelings because Urquidy was going to pitch. And I was like, that's probably when we're going to lose. But the fact that they shut us out and Verlander pitched, I was shocked. Shocked.
Yeah, it was a tough day. It was just, and again, we kind of talked about it a little bit on the other podcast, that they were coming in off a flight, playing a late game in Tampa Wednesday, then flying into Thursday and playing at 7:05 may have had something to do with it. But I know Dusty had sat some guys, trying to rest some guys. So it was just, and the kid that they pitched, Bradish, he pitched so well against the Astros in Houston and then just repeated the performance in Baltimore. So, I tweeted it out. You just kind of tip your cap to him. It's really one of those things where like some people just have your number, and he's super young. So he just might not be going, holy crap, that's Jose Altuve. Holy crap, that's Yordan Alvarez. You know what I mean? He's just throwing pitches up there. And he was really good mix of pitches and kept him off balance all night.
Yeah. Freaking 8.2 innings pitched. 2 hits. We got 2 hits off of him. And he struck out 10. And when I tell you that my mind was boggled, that freaking Bradish was like kicking our butts, I'm all, frickin' A, not again. Not again. But then I was like, all right, that's okay. That's okay. It's just one game, and it's Baltimore, so, But then Friday happened. And again, we get shut out. And again, I wasn't expecting too much out of Urquidy, but the 2 shutouts in a row, I was like, are these the same Baltimore Orioles that just played Detroit and Detroit just kicked their ass? Like, Detroit freaking almost swept them. They got out of the last game. They just barely eked out a win. But Detroit handily kicked their ass on the first game. They shut them out. I'm all, what? Really? Really? The Baltimore Orioles? The Baltimore Orioles are the Astros' daddy? Is that what you're going to tell me right now?
It's tough, but I mean, the same two pitchers, the same guy that pitched for them yesterday, he was just lights out. Or day before. He was just lights out, and he was lights out against them in Houston. So,
yep. So, I mean, Bradish and Kramer, I don't ever want to see your faces ever again. It's nothing personal. I mean, it may be a little bit personal, but it's just really more professional, as if I'm part of the Astros. But Lord have mercy. I mean, we were hanging in there for a little while, and then that 7th inning happened. And I swear, I'm like, if you're going to at least hit the freaking ball, just really none of those freaking singles against Neris went faster than 70 miles an hour, Mal. Are you fucking kidding me right now? He just got singled to death. And I'm all... Mm-hmm. At least
weak singles, you know?
Oh, that was the most maddening, frustrating. All of the adjectives? No, not synonyms. Synonyms. Words are hard for that. Just, literally. He comes in the 7th, 3 singles in a row, a sack bunt, and then another single. Are you kidding me? Just no.
Yeah. It was like Chinese water torture, little drops.
Oh my gosh. Ding, just ding, ding. Death by 1,000 cuts, man. Just so bad. And then Saturday. Oh my freaking gosh. When I tell you that I don't know if I will be able to survive the ALDS and the ALCS if we have another game like this, I will die. I will literally die. Or my house will just be so clean because I won't be able to actually watch and just have to work off all of the nervous energy. I don't even know how many lead changes there were. Did y'all go over this on your podcast?
He went through the actual run producing, but I can't tell you how many exactly lead changes there was. I just know it was a lot. It was freaking so many.
I mean, okay, so overview, we win 11-10. Fromber unfortunately loses his quality streak, right? And I was so sad about it, but he wasn't on it. He didn't have his best stuff. Tucker still second. Gets caught stealing third. What are we doing here, Tucker? What are we doing here? I understand that that record is very tempting, but why are we running into outs here? That's just so silly. So top of the third, Altuve hits a 2-run home run, and now it's 2-0, and we are all thrilled, right? Bottom of the fourth, single, error by Pena, bases are loaded. Rougned Odor comes on. Now, I don't know. If your name is Rougned Odor, I feel like you have to be a bad MFer, right? At some point in 7-year-old Rougned Odor, apparently you have to. If your last name is Odor, and your first name is Rougned, you did. You have to. I feel like this is why he plays with a chip on his shoulder. And is he the new Astros killer?
He's been that way for a long time. So if you recall, when he played for the Rangers, he was that dude for the longest time. He would always come up in those spots and have that goofy single or the homer that just broke your back. Rougned Odor has been an Astros killer for a long time.
So, I mean, who was it for the Mariners? Kyle
Seager.
Thank you.
Kyle Seager.
So Kyle Seager retired. He's like, I'm handing the reins to you now. Stupid Rougned Odor. I mean, and what was the note? The broadcast had said he was 0 for 17 or something stupid before. He's like, did he just look at the schedule? And he's like, ha, Astros are coming up. I'm gonna break my streak. Because just in all of the big situations, here's Rougned Odor coming up, just looping singles and freaking pimping what he thinks are home runs. Anyways, we'll get to that. So bottom of the fourth, Rougned Odor singles. Adley and Ramon Urias scores. Hayes to third, and now we're tied 2-2, right? Mateo grounds out. Hayes scores. Odor to second, and now it's 3-2 Orioles, and Cedric Mullins with a freaking 2-run home run. And I was both elated and horrified because I have Cedric Mullins on one of my fantasy teams. But then, after the elation, I went to go check my points, and apparently, in my haste, I benched him. So I didn't even get the points. So it was like insult to injury.
Mm-hmm.
The top of the fifth, Chaz singles, Maldi singles, Altuve walks, bases are loaded, and Pena with a double. Right? And so I feel like Pena was really like, oh my gosh, guys, I really have to do something in order to make up for that error, right? Pena with the double, now it's 5-4. Yordan singles, Altuve scores, now we're tied. 5-5. Bregman sac fly. Pena tags up and scores, but takes an L on his face.
Big L.
What? What is happening? I legitimately thought he had a concussion. He stood up and he was dizzy, right? Like he was woozy.
They showed the replay like 4 or 5 times on the broadcast, and you just see his head bounce, and it's like, ooh, that could not have felt good. And then you see like the bruising, the immediate bruising on the side of his face, and it's just like, please just don't let him be hurt. You know, like I'm sure his pride is hurt, but please don't let the rest of him be hurt.
Right, and then in my infinite wisdom, I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't let him have that scar on his face. Like, that face is too pretty for a scar.
Yeah,
and then, like, the baseball part of me was like, Suzy, are you kidding me? And I'm all, yes. Like, I want him to be okay, but I want his face also to be okay. But anyways, yeah, so hopefully he was not concussed, just a facial contusion. And now it's 6-5. I mean, he laid out on that because he was like, I still got to make up for that error. But bottom of the fifth, Santander hits another home run. I swear on everything, freaking home runs. I'm all, why didn't y'all, like, you guys push that one back? You couldn't have pushed everything back? No? Okay, cool. Now we're tied 6-6, bottom of the sixth. A single, a walk, a single. Now it's 7-6. Oh my gosh.
Stress.
All of the stress, like lead change, another lead change. Hunter Brown, and this is what we referred to earlier when Hunter Brown came in, because he singled, and bunted. I'm like, what? And it was Rougned Odor again with the freaking bunt. Bases loaded with no outs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please. Strikes out Mateo, gets a force out and a ground out, and leaves the bases freaking loaded. If that was not a freaking thing of beauty, I don't know what was.
It's just what makes him so special. Like, he can do that, and I don't feel like there's a lot of guys in the bullpen that can do that have the kind of stuff. Now, he's 24, and he could, eventually it could get to him. But as far as talent, he has the talent to make people swing and miss and weak contact. He gets a lot of ground balls. So it's just, he's really special, and he just proved it. He really hasn't had a moment yet where he hasn't proved it. Yeah, he'll give him a single here or there, but when he ratchets it up, it's like dominant.
I totally agree. I kind of really wanted Dusty to leave him in.
Same.
I wanted a little bit more, but I'm like, well, maybe he's saving him for the next day, or apparently I don't understand how pitching and saving arms work. Like, I don't understand, because I'm like, but he only threw like 20-ish pitches. I'm like, he's been stretched out. Why whatever. Anyways, top of the eighth, Yordan walks, and then Yuli with a freaking double. Oh my gosh. LaPena, I need you to stay hot for the next, 3 weeks. Please, for the love of all that is holy, I need this Yuli to show up, right? We will forgive all of it. We will forgive all of the beginning of the season if you will just come up with the doubles and the singles like you did last season, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, but Yuli with the double, and now it's tied again. Oh my gosh. So, bottom of the eighth, freaking Santander again with a multi-home run game. 2-run home run this time, and now it's 9-7, and now it's the top of the ninth. Vasquez singles, Altuve walks, Yordan singles, and now the bases are loaded. Bregman grounds out, Vasquez scores. Now it's 9-8, and I'm still kind of upset, but I'm all, okay, that's 1 run. Like, we can do this, guys. Let's go. Tucker doubles. Altuve scores, and now we're tied. And Yuli again with a single. Oh my gosh, Yuli. When I tell you that I screamed so freaking loud. Tucker and Bregman scores, and now it's 11-9. And then, bottom of the ninth, Presley comes in and immediately gives up a freaking home run to none other than Rougned Odor. So now it's 11-10. But thank baby Jesus, we win, right?
Absolutely. Just an amazing game. Like those games, I talked about it. I kind of tweeted it out too. It's like you feel like you win twice when you win a game like that because the back and forth, like there's so much momentum swing. And then to win the game, you just feel like you're on cloud nine. Like, you know, you slayed a dragon or something like that. Santander, you talked about, he had a bomb from either side of the plate. So you just kind of felt like certain things were happening. Like you said, the dink and dunk and the bunts, you just felt like all the things were happening where it's like, we're not supposed to win. We're just not supposed to win. And then for Yuli to kind of hit the little dribbler single to the other way, it was kind of like one of those back at him. So just so impressed with how the guys were able to, you know, bow up a little bit and go, nah. We're not going to let y'all pick on us. We're not, this is the Astros you're talking to. This isn't, you know, the Tigers or anything like that. And they did what they had to do.
So I have an alert on my Apple Watch when my heart rate gets like too fast or whatever. Like it will vibrate and it's like, what's going on? During that game, my watch went off and I'm like, I'm okay. Like,
did you get the one that's like, are you working out?
Yeah. And I'm like, thanks, Apple Watch. Nope. Just a bump on a log. Just super excited for this game, apparently. All of the nervous energy. And again, like I should have folded all of the laundry on my table, but no, instead I just stewed in my nervous energy. But, and then today's game, I was like, okay, all right, guys, come on. Like, we can do this, right? Like, we can do this. And Javi was freaking dealing. Oh, my gosh. I have never seen Javi look so crisp and just throwing all of the strikes, right? So, unfortunately, stupid rain delay. He only goes 6, though, because of the rain. With 1 hit, 8 strikeouts, and he had a perfect game going through the freaking 5th. I was so excited. I was like, shh, no one say anything. Then freaking Ryan Mountcastle with a little bloop single in the 5th. Anyways, but in the 3rd, Vasquez doubles. Chaz singles, and it's 1-0 now. And then there's the freaking rain delay in the 7th. And that made me so sad because I really needed to see how many more innings that Javier had in him, right?
Absolutely. And like, you just feel like he's got so much potential to be that next ace. So we've been talking about for a while now, because you kind of felt like the Astros are going to go to the postseason. What's that rotation going to look like? And you kind of, JV, Framber, Lance, those 3. We're not even going to talk about those. Those are the 3. That 4th spot has been up for grabs, and Garcia's looked really good. Urquidy's looked really good. But Javi's got pitches that I think neither of those guys have, and he's got the talent to be able to be another ace-type guy. And today he looked like it until Mother Nature said, nah, bro. We're gonna have to slow you down.
Yeah, I think especially after these last 2 outings for Urquidy and Javi, I think it's Javi's. I think I don't really know how the bullpen is going to look, because now, like, do you push Urquidy and Garcia to the bullpen? Has Garcia ever even pitched out of the bullpen?
he was warming today in extra innings.
Right?
He was preparing to come into that game if Montero struggled.
I don't know how Luis Garcia will fare coming out of the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously we know that Javi can do it because Javi has done it, right? Urquidy obviously has done it, and it's kind of backfired on us. We won't talk about that though, right? But I don't know if Luis has. I think Luis has the stuff. I don't know if Luis has the mental toughness yet, though, and I feel
totally
horrible
agree.
saying that.
Well, no. Like if you look at the way he starts, so something that's been kind of like people have noticed, Luis needs like 2 or 3 innings to get his mind right, to get his arm slot right, to get into a game.
Right.
So the first couple innings, if you're going to get to him, that's when you want to get to him. Because once he gets rolling, then he starts having, the success that he's capable of. But early on, he struggles. He walks batters. He even spoke to it. He's got to be angry. Mm-hmm. So to bring a guy out of the bullpen, you got to be ready to go like ASAP. There's no, we don't have time for you to figure it out.
Right.
So that's where I feel like if you're worried about a guy, Luis Garcia is the guy that you probably want to start because you're worried about him. For me, and I know this sounds just blasphemy, I might leave him off my postseason roster because I don't have a spot for him. Like I would rather have Hunter come out of the pen than Luis, knowing what I know. And he's not going to start if you're going to start Urquidy or Javi.
Right.
So, and I hate to say that because Luis definitely deserves to be there. He's been a horse all season long. I just don't know how many pitchers they're going to carry and who's not going to get to go.
Exactly. And so I was looking at it and I'm wondering if he may be left off of the ALDS roster and then brought back for the ALCS roster. Because yes, I'm putting it out there that I 1000% believe that we are going to the ALCS. I'm not jinxing anything. That's what I believe, right? Now who we're going to play in the ALCS, that's a whole other debacle. But
well, I won't go that far yet.
You won't?
The reason I won't go that far yet is because a lot has to be decided. If the Astros end up playing the Blue Jays in the ALDS, I'm not going to sleep good. I'm going to do all the laundry. I'm not going
to sleep well. I'm not going to sleep well.
That's a scary team.
I will put our pitching up against their staff any day of the week.
Oh, for sure. It's their lineup. Their lineup is really talented.
Their lineup is very talented. But again, I think our pitching can beat them. I think our pitching can 1000% beat them. I mean, Kevin Gausman has looked great. Alek Manoah has looked great. Barrios has been iffy. Who was their fourth? I can see his face. Not Jeffrey Springs, because Jeffrey Springs is on the Rays. Crap, he pitched. Did he pitch today?
I just worry about that center fielder they got. Maybe you've heard of him. He's got like all these homers in the postseason. He's got a flair for the dramatic. Like he terrifies the crap out of me facing him in a postseason series. I don't know that I would be okay.
Ross Stripling. Ross Stripling is who I was going to say. So Ross Stripling is one of those, like, is he good? Is he not? So their 1-2 punch of Gausman and Manoah, 1000%, but I will take our 1-2 of Verlander and Fromber over theirs any day of the week. Now, will I say that George Springer kind of terrifies me? Yes, he does. However, I will put up my short king, Jose Altuve, against George Springer any day of the week.
I feel like it'll be a battle of leadoff home runs.
It will. That will be the most delightful thing in the entire world. So I don't know. The Blue Jays, if they're firing on all cylinders, if they're firing on all cylinders, it'll be scary.
but that they've got to be firing on all their cylinders. And Bo Bichette has been on again, off again. Now he has been hot lately, but he's been on again, off again. Vladdy has been not as hot as one would like. George Springer, however, has been all kinds of hot. But Matt Chapman has not. Matt Chapman has struggled. So, Whit Merrifield.
Oh, they haven't been beating the brakes off of teams in September. It's not a question of, it's like you just know what kind of player they can be.
Yeah.
So when you get into, especially if they're going to have to play a highly contested wild card game, and then the momentum they get off of that wild card game, my biggest fear is that you're going to catch a smoking hot team, and the Astros are going to be sitting at the house for 5 days, and then you're going to get this freight train coming at you, and maybe Justin's a little rusty, or Framber's a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those guys gets beat, then it just flips the series over, and now the other team has the momentum. And I don't fear a team like the Indians because they're super young. I fear a team like Tampa because we kind of have their number. I really don't fear Seattle because we definitely have their number. It's that one Toronto team of all the teams there, that one Toronto team. Now ALCS, I feel like if you were to get the Yankees, that's where you would get them, right? Because of the 2 seed. The other teams, they can move around, shuffle which way, you don't know. So of all of them, if Toronto doesn't come this way, I'm okay with that.
But is Toronto the 4 seed?
That is a good question. It seems like it juggles like every couple days.
It does. And I'm not apparently smart enough to remember who faces who, where. Like all I know is like we're technically the 1 seed. New York is technically this 2 seed, and then it's and I'm saying these out of order, but Seattle, Tampa, Blue Jays. Seattle, Tampa, Blue Jays. I'm missing one. Oh,
so currently
and Cleveland. Like we just talked about them.
Yeah. So currently, the 4-5 matchup, the winner would face the Astros would be Tampa and Toronto. Okay. Cleveland and Seattle would face off to face the Yankees.
Okay. So, yeah, no, yeah, that's.
But Tampa played Toronto really well. So, I mean, Tampa could go right through them. And then, I got to feel like the way we just swept Tampa, that you're confident that they could do it again, or at least get the series done.
Yeah. Can we mention though that I'm wondering if the Orioles had our number so well because half of their front office and their pitching coaches were part of the Astros. Like
absolutely.
Right. I feel like that's gotta have something to do with the fact that that's why they have read us like a frickin' book. I don't know.
It makes sense.
I'm not saying that anything shady's going on, obviously, but I mean, for Kyle Bradish and like frickin' Dean Kramer to have our number 2 different times, what is happening? What is going on here? No. Surely we can play better than this. And they just know our tendencies, right? So it'll be really interesting to see what's going to happen when the Diamondbacks come to play us because of Brent Strom, and to see how that all plays out. So have you followed the D-backs at all this season?
A little bit. They've got a guy, because I also play fantasy baseball, Zach Gallen, right?
Zach Gallen, yep.
He's been amazing. And I think that's a Brett Strom project where he kind of built him up. So, I mean, they've got some other hitters that I kind of, they're on the roster here or there because I have a couple different teams. So, Varsho, the catcher, I've got him. So I kind of see him, but I don't really see him.
Right? Catcher / outfielder. I'm all, how are you that good of an athlete that you just like, cool. You need me over here in center field? Got you. You need me behind the dish? Got that as well. I'm sorry. What now, Dalton Varsho? What are you doing? But between all of their little baby backs, like Josh Rojas and Dalton Varsho, and then, Brent Strom over there, pitching coach extraordinaire, apparently could not fix Dallas Keuchel, though. So Dallas Keuchel, you're just SOL, sir. If Brent Strom couldn't fix you, then
I don't understand what's the story with Dallas Keuchel. He pitched, he ended up pitching in Sugarland. I went and see him face Lance. He looked really good. Like, he was like 5 innings, shutout baseball, something like that, only gave up 2 hits. I get it's minor league players, but he's got to be better than some of these other guys that people are running out. Like, the fact that Dallas can't get a job anywhere is kind of weird.
I don't know, but like, you knew that if Brent Strom couldn't fix him, ain't nothing gonna happen, right? Like,
yep.
The Rangers like, okay, we'll try, and then the Rangers like, just kidding, we can't do that either. So, but I feel like the D-backs are gonna be one of those teams in the future that we should probably watch out. Not we, because we're not gonna play them. Well, we may play them more often now that the schedule is gonna be a little bit more weighted. Weighted is not the word that I wanted to use.
Spread out.
Spread out. I'm like, apparently it was a W word that I wanted to use, but now my brain's like, we don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, the D-backs were one of those teams that I was looking at that has a really good young core, and their pitching will be really good. But they're sitting Madison Bumgarner for the rest of the season though. And he has, like, I think they said 1 more year on his contract to see, all their new pitchers that apparently they have 3 new pitchers, that started this last week or this past week, or was it last week or something, that shut out like the Dodgers for a while. And I'm all, oh, I'm sorry. What now? Like, okay. So the D-backs are in town for, is that 2 or 3 games?
It's just 2 games.
2. Okay. And then is it Tampa again?
Tampa, and then the Phillies.
Oh, and then we're done, and then we're in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'll be delightful.
I really want to hear about these inter-squad games that I heard them talking about. So when they took their team picture or whatever, they were talking about playing inter-squad games to kind of keep sharp. And Hector Neris, of all people, went to Altuve and was like, hey, we play inter-squad. Framber's pitching. You hitting Framber? And Tuve's like, yes. And he's like, oh. So I really want to know if that happens. I just need to know.
I need to see that. I need to see Verlander take some. I need to see Altuve take some pictures off of Verlander or Tucker. I think I need to see Tucker and Jordan.
Sell tickets. I'll buy one. I'm down. Sell some tickets. Let us come watch.
I was really excited. Well, then it got shut down because of COVID, obviously. But next year when they redo the Astros versus Sugarland game, I really want to go to that. I'll be excited to see that. And do you think Corey Lee will come up at some point next year?
This year? No.
Next year.
I'm really interested to see what they do with Christian Vasquez. Like, he's going to be a free agent. I don't know what kind of money he's going to want, but clearly he likes playing here. You know, he's ear to ear grin everywhere. Maldi, he's already got locked up for next year. He hit some kind of game
innings
yeah,
plot or something. Was it 100 games? 100 innings? No,
something innings. Like that. But it triggered a thing in his contract, so he has next year that he can play. So I just really wonder if they're going to try that, or they're just going to bring Corey up and just go, okay, you're the backup catcher.
I think Christian Vasquez is a rental. As much as I like him, I don't think he'll stay. I'm not saying that he doesn't like being the quote unquote backup catcher, but we're kind of wasting him, you know? And we're not going to move on from Maldi. Obviously, Maldi is our number one. He's not going to be Christian Vasquez will never be the number one, right?
So what do you do with Yainer Diaz then?
Honestly, I think we move him to first base.
You think Yuli's done?
I think Yuli's done.
Okay.
I don't. I half want Yuli to be done, and I half don't want Yuli to be done. I need Yuli to ride off into the frickin' sunset with another ring and just go off in a blaze of glory. Just maybe being the frickin' World Series MVP. I don't know. Like I need that happy ending for Yuli Gurriel so that he can leave the team and we find another first baseman. Like I think maybe Yainer Diaz goes to first base. I think Corey Lee comes up and is backup catcher. And I don't know what happens with center field. I honestly don't.
It's just going to be interesting because they're going to be really good again. They're going to be in the same position, even if, and God forbid, Justin Verlander decides to take his talents somewhere else, because I truly think Crane is going to pay him whatever he wants. They're going to be really, really good, and that's going to be two more rookies on the squad that you're going to be like, are they ready to play at that level? So I believe they were aggressive at the free agent at the trading deadline because we had rookies and we're kind of like, we need solid answers. If Corey was the answer, I think they wouldn't have went out for Christian Vasquez.
Right.
So now you're kind of like, okay, what happens? Are they going to need another outfielder? What's going to happen with Trey Mancini, that kind of thing. So,
all right. Is Trey a rental, or does Trey have? Because I know Mauricio Dubon has, I think, one more year on his contract.
I feel like that is a good question.
I don't know what Trey Mancini is, because I know I know Christian Vasquez is a rental. I want to say that maybe I don't know what Trey is. Do you think if Trey is a rental, do you think he re-signs with us?
It looks like he only has 1 year. So no, he has next year for $10 million.
Oh,
so that answers that.
Okay.
He will be a unrestricted free agent in 2024.
Okay, so we got him. So I don't even know why we're.
So that may be your first baseman.
I could handle that. I could handle that. I felt so bad for him today when he hit that freaking double.
It was like poetic justice. Like, of all the places to hit it, and then did you hear the broadcast where it would have been a homer in 29 other ballparks?
Yep.
I was like, that's why he left. He was like, I'm getting cheated.
Right? He's like, no, give me the Crawford boxes all day, every day. Right? Yeah. On that Thursday game, I was like, I had told my husband, I'm like, I need Trey Mancini to come in and hit a home run because, damn it, I need baseball to be romantic again. And he's like, what is the matter with you? I was like, that would be amazing, okay? If Trey Mancini could come in and just hit a freaking go-ahead home run at a freaking ballpark. I'm like, they're still giving him standing ovations. Like, the pinch hit that he can, I'm all, oh, all right, you must be beloved if they are giving you a standing ovation when you are coming up to the plate to possibly win this game.
To potentially end their season. Like, yeah.
I'm like, Trey Mancini, I do love you. Boomer. Boomer Mancini. I love it. So, I think that's all I've got, though. It's been a delight having you, Tom. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate y'all having me.
I'm so sorry that I was like super late. I'm like, go to bed, children. I gotta record my podcast.
Hey,
like,
I understand. I have two of my own, and what we'd like for them to do and what they end up doing are never the same thing.
It's never. I'm like, just go to bed. I'm like, I love you so much, but I need you to go to bed. So anyways, but yeah, so coming up, we have an off day tomorrow. Then we have Arizona for 2, off day and then Tampa, and then Philly, and then we're off for 5, right? Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Do you think we're going to be rusty? I think maybe
that's my biggest fear. It's my biggest fear because it's just like you're not going to see the same intensity. You're not going to have that postseason. I mean, you will when the series starts,
right?
But these guys are going to be, I would assume, live or die,
right,
with every pitch already.
Yeah.
So you just hope that the series starts off with a leadoff Altuve homer as like, okay, we're here now. Let's go to work. You know, you just really hope that. Because if it takes them a couple games to like get it going again, they struggle with the bat. You just never know.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so Tom, I really appreciate you filling in, and next time we'll let Rob hop on.
Hey, anytime. I know Rob said he could have came in, but I do not mind. Next time I'll actually have some bourbon instead of water.
Well,
and,
you had the red Solo cup, so you had me convinced that there was something else in there, Tom. Like,
oh no, if there was going to be bourbon, it'd be a proper glass, with a little,
That's fair. That's
this
fair. Are you sure?
PG-13.
Hi. Can the Cayman Jack in the premixed margarita bottle here? At least it's a glass bottle though, so
kind of classy.
We're 1000% classy up in here. Like, okay. So again, we appreciate you. I will. Oh, Tom, you are also on a podcast. Let's tell the people where they can find you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on an Astros Baseball Podcast. We are wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Google Play, iHeart. You can find us. Look up Astros Baseball Podcast. We are trying to grow our YouTube channel. You can also find us on YouTube. It's really difficult because we have to have 100 subscribers, much like Bourbon and Baseball. They're finding this out also. So you really have to hunt for it. But definitely come check us out on YouTube. Me and my buddy Rob, we do a lot of the similar things, but different spin on it a little bit. No alcohol yet. I'm working on that. Rob seems like he might, partake, but I don't want to force it. So, but yeah, we definitely love the Astros too, and are rooting for them right along with the ladies at Bourbon and Baseball.
Perfect. And we will, we will link things. I will link, all of your information, Tom, your information and Rob's and Astros Baseball Podcast, in the description below, with all of the links, and I will go find the YouTube and actually link it because I do know that, that hard fought,
the link is on my Twitter bio. If that makes it easier.
That does make it much easier. I will copy and paste, and we will have the YouTube link in there. And so if you like Astro, and Rob and Tom are on it. They are much more on it than Shelby and I are. We are once a week over here at Bourbon and Baseball, and Tom and Rob they're like multi podcast a week. Okay. They are on it. My husband's like, you need to do more of these. I'm all, I cannot handle more of these. It's not a possibility. So if you like more Astros centric content, head over to Rob and Tom. They are super awesome. And I will link all of their information in the description below. I say below like I know where I'm going to put it. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Find it. Y'all are smart people. I know you will. So again, Tom, I really appreciate you hopping on here with me. Hopefully next time, Shelby will be here. So until then, we will see y'all later, and go Stros.